Hello, everybody. Huge updates today on the second stimulus checks and the second stimulus package. Leaders in Congress are pushing to approve $1,200 stimulus checks next week. Let's discuss the details in this video. We'll also cover the unemployment extension, stimulus for those on Social Security, and a quick update on today's front page news. Do you think Congress should stop getting paychecks until they approve stimulus checks? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Andrew and thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Don't forget to like this video if you like this content and subscribe. I'll be posting updates almost daily. Okay, we're going to discuss the $1,200 stimulus checks in just 2 minutes, but first we're going to cover a quick update on front page news. I'd also like to thank my sponsor, Webull. They are one of the fastest growing and most trusted stock brokerages in the world, and in a time when we all need the money more than ever, they have partnered with me to provide 2 to 4 free stocks for my viewers. It's completely free and takes 2 minutes. All you need to do is open an account using my link. The link is in the description of this video just below the like button. The link will prompt you to enter your email, then make sure to click on the green button that says Get Free Stocks. You are free to sell the stocks and use the money immediately, or hold on to the stocks and start building your wealth. Just make sure to complete the process fully in order to get your free stocks. Okay, let's jump into a quick overview of front page news, and then we'll get right into stimulus. And as always, I like to be unbiased on this channel, so I try and show you what both Fox News and CNN are saying to allow you to come to your own conclusion. Front page CNN. Of course, everyone is talking about the vaccine. It is expected to be released this week in just a day or so. And the front page CNN says White House staffers to receive the vaccine ahead of the general public. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think those who work in the White House should be allowed to get the vaccine before the rest of us? Personally, I'm a little torn on this because on the one side, I do understand that those around the president should get vaccinated first in order to protect the president. But on the other side, there are people who are more at risk, those who are immunocompromised, those who are elderly, who also deserve to receive this vaccine first. So let me know your thoughts. Is this privilege or is this something that should be done? A lot of people are slamming this idea because the White House has not been particularly careful with social distancing and wearing masks. They've had multiple parties this winter without wearing masks and without social distancing. So guys, let me know your thoughts if you think that's okay or not. CNN is also slamming Trump. Their front page says, Trump engages in self-sabotage ahead of the vaccine rollout. The president is clouding a great accomplishment by spreading more disinformation while questioning whether to fire a longtime loyalist. CNN is referring to the fact that Trump should be focusing on the fact that this vaccine is coming out really quickly, and he has done a really good job doing this. But instead, he is clouding this whole situation by continuing to fight the results of this election. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with CNN with calling Trump out for this, or do you think Trump is free to do as he pleases? They are also slamming Trump because he is considering firing his attorney general, who he hired, for 2 reasons. First, as you already know, a few weeks ago, the attorney general came out and said that there has been no proof of widespread voter fraud that would overturn the election. And recently it came out that the Department of Justice is investigating Joe Biden's son for potential tax evasion. Now, this came out officially a few days ago, and Trump is upset because the attorney general did not let him know this before the election. Of course, Trump would have liked to have had this information in order to help make Biden look bad and obviously help Trump win the election. So why did the attorney general not let Trump know about this? Well, there is a precedent where the attorney general and the Department of Justice is not supposed to interfere with the election or divulge certain information that might affect the outcome of the election. So guys, let me know in the comments if you agree with that. Do you think it's okay that Trump's attorney general did not tell him this, or should he have told him this before the election? In any case, Trump is now considering firing this man for not giving him the information that would have helped him win this election. Now let's do one more article from CNN, and then we'll jump right into Fox News, and then we'll cover the $1,200 stimulus checks. Bill Gates recently interviewed with CNN, and this headline is titled, Bill Gates says presidential transition is complicating U.S. efforts to distribute vaccine. Yes, Bill Gates is calling Trump out for making this vaccine distribution difficult. Let me know in the comments if you agree with Bill Gates or if you disagree. Bill Gates is saying that the fact that Trump disagreed with scientists has been hindering the rollout of this vaccine and hindering our handling of the pandemic. Bill Gates is basically saying that Trump did not handle the pandemic well and that we'd be in a much better place if he had listened to scientists. Let's take a look and see exactly what Bill Gates said. The transition is complicating, but the new administration is willing to rely on actual experts and not attack those experts. Oh my goodness. Bill Gates is directly calling out Trump, saying that he was not willing to not only rely on scientists, but actually attacked scientists for giving us the good advice that we needed to protect ourselves from this pandemic. Let me know in the comments, do you think what Bill Gates is warranted, or do you disagree and feel like he's being a bit harsh on the president? Now, the only reason we're showing what Bill Gates is saying is because his foundation has been heavily involved in developing and delivering these vaccines. As you know, he is involved in a lot of philanthropy, and developing this vaccine has been one thing that he's been involved in. Okay, let's jump right into Fox News, and then we'll cover the $1,200 stimulus checks. Front page Fox News. They are covering a cyber attack which hacked into the U.S. Treasury just this week, and they actually found out this had been happening for months. Now, why are they covering this? Well, they are essentially saying that, hey, if even the U.S. Treasury could be hacked, then of course the election could have been hacked as well. Now, let me know in the comments if you agree with Fox News or if you disagree and think this election was very safe. They went on to describe that these hacks involved getting into people's emails and tracking these emails for months, which of course, you know, these emails could have a lot of sensitive information. It is unclear what information was divulged. But as you know, Trump recently fired Christopher Krebs, which was the nation's top cybersecurity official. He oversaw the CISA and was responsible for leading the effort to protect U.S. elections. See, right here, Fox News made a point to point out the fact that the person who ran this organization was also in charge of making sure the U.S. election was safe. So again, they're trying to draw the connection between, the Treasury wasn't safe from hacks, maybe the U.S. election was not safe as well. In my opinion, personally, I think the election was relatively safe, but let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you disagree, I'd love to hear your comments. But of course, you don't see CNN posting this. I am sharing this with you to show you the bias. These are the things you'll see on Fox News. You won't see it on CNN. Okay guys, let's get right into stimulus, where negotiations stand today, and what the odds are of getting our $1,200 stimulus checks next week. There are a lot of top congressmen pushing for these checks to be approved and even threatening a government shutdown if we don't approve stimulus checks. Now first, let's recap. What proposals are on the table, and what is it going to take to get these $1,200 stimulus checks before the holidays? Well, as you all know, last week we had two proposals, the bipartisan proposal and the White House proposal, both at about $900 billion. The bipartisan proposal included an unemployment boost of $300 per week, which was estimated to last 18 weeks, but it did not include stimulus checks. The White House proposal did not include an unemployment boost, but it did include $600 stimulus checks, cutting that stimulus check in half, but not including an unemployment boost. It did extend the normal state-level unemployment, which is set to expire at the end of this year, but it would extend it for a few more months. Most of you know that these negotiations broke down over two main issues. One, Mitch McConnell wants liability protections for businesses so they cannot be sued by customers or employees for getting sick due to this pandemic. Pelosi wants money for state and local governments. Those are the two main issues preventing us from getting a deal, and some top senators are still pushing for $1,200 stimulus checks, but the main issue here is the liability protections and the money for state and local governments. So the bipartisan congressional group has split their proposal into two different parts. One, completely take out the money for state and local governments and take out the liability protections. So basically saying, hey, Pelosi, you won't get what you want. McConnell, you won't get what you want, but everything else will be approved. We'll have the unemployment boost, which is expected to last 18 weeks. We'll have money for small businesses so they can keep their employees on staff and not lay them off. Money to distribute a vaccine, eviction freezes, freezes on student loan payments, and include rental assistance money. Guys, there's a lot of people who are at risk to be evicted, and direct money would actually help solve this problem. So that would bring the bill down to $748 billion just by leaving out the money for state and local governments. That allows this bill to come in at $748 billion, which would allow a lot more Republicans to vote yes on this bill because, as you know, they do not want to spend any money to approve stimulus. The question is, can they get a bill passed that does not include money for state and local governments and does not include liability protections? Well, we have yet to see if Pelosi would be willing to compromise on that money for states, but a lot of senators and House of Representatives are willing to do this. But we'll have to see if Nancy Pelosi will. They are expected to propose this bill tomorrow on Monday, so we should have big updates on that. Now, will McConnell be willing to leave out liability protections for businesses? We'll have to wait and see, guys, but let me know in the comments if you like McConnell or Pelosi. They have been two of the biggest sticking points to getting a deal done. But a lot of senators and House members are expected to say yes to this deal. The only issue that I have with this deal is it does not include stimulus checks. But luckily, we do have some top senators that are fighting to include stimulus checks next week. Bernie Sanders and a top Republican senator, Josh Hawley, are threatening to force a government shutdown if we don't have stimulus checks before Christmas. They even said that they are willing to stay in D.C. through Christmas if they don't include stimulus checks, and not these $600 stimulus checks. They want the full $1,200 stimulus checks plus $500 for those with children, guys. Let me know in the comments if you like this idea and if you think that we should have stimulus checks before Christmas. Now, as you know, we are set to have a government shutdown on December 18th, just 5 days from now, if we don't come to a deal to approve the spending budget for next year. And a lot of people are trying to tie in the stimulus package with this spending bill. Now, this is why they extended the deadline. Originally, this had a deadline of December 11th, and of course, they extended that to then hopefully wrap in the stimulus package with this as well. Now, Bernie Sanders and the other senator, Josh Hawley, have come out to say, even if we can't get a full stimulus package done, we need stimulus checks approved immediately. And they said that they will not leave D.C. and they will bring this to a vote, even if a larger package can't be approved. So let me make this clear. If Bernie Sanders and this other senator do not agree to a spending bill, the government will shut down. And when we are about to distribute a vaccine in the middle of a pandemic, the last thing we need is a government shutdown. So we'll have to see, will Bernie Sanders keep his word and force a shutdown if they don't include stimulus checks? And let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Bernie Sanders should be doing this? Should he be using a shutdown as leverage to get stimulus checks done? Or do you think that he should not go there, that we are going through a lot in the pandemic, and that using a shutdown as leverage is just inappropriate, guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and feel free to debate. I love seeing my subscribers debate in the comments and kind of bridge the gap and see where both sides are coming from. In my opinion, obviously I don't want a government shutdown, but I'm at the point where I want stimulus checks for the good American people, no matter what it takes, guys. And of course, we need this vaccine distributed. We need to avoid a government shutdown, but for goodness sakes, give the people the stimulus checks. And it's good to see some senators sticking up for the people that need these stimulus checks. Okay, let's finish up with a quick update on unemployment, an update on potential stimulus for those on Social Security, and an update on Biden and his new Treasury Secretary and what they might do with stimulus. Now, Biden chose Janet Yellen to be his Treasury Secretary. She will replace Steven Mnuchin, and she is known for being big on stimulus. She has worked for the Fed for years, and she has been a big supporter of stimulus. And as you know, the Fed has not been working very well with the White House lately, specifically because Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin has not wanted to include large stimulus like the Fed. The Fed has printed a lot of money for the stock market, but they do not have the power to print stimulus checks for the people. That is the Treasury Secretary and Congress's power to do so. Of course, the Treasury Secretary cannot approve stimulus checks on their own, but they have a lot of influence, and everything in D.C. is about influence. If the President and the Treasury Secretary are pushing for stimulus checks, then there is a good chance that they can convince the Senate and the House to approve them as well. So this is really good news for stimulus and really good news for the economy in general, because this Treasury Secretary is willing to spend big money to stimulate the economy. Biden also has big plans to include stimulus for those on Social Security. He wants to include $200 per month as an additional boost for those who are already on Social Security, and it is said that he might even be able to do so through executive order, meaning he would not need Congress's approval to do so. We have yet to wait and see if he'll do so, but we will have updates on this. We should find out as early as late January if he approves this stimulus for those on Social Security. Of course, this would add up to $2,400 for 2021, and he also wants to include an unemployment boost. Unfortunately, even if Congress approved an unemployment boost tomorrow, it is most likely to take a few weeks to be implemented. So if you are on unemployment, there is a good chance you are going to have a lapse in coverage, guys. I am so sorry to say this, but guys, please plan accordingly, because you know our systems are cumbersome and the government takes a long time to implement these things even once they're approved. And basically, their experts are saying that this unemployment boost needed to be approved 1 to 2 weeks ago in order to take effect at the end of December. So no matter what happens, even if a boost is approved this week, we are looking at a lapse in coverage, guys, for at least a week or two, guys. So please plan accordingly. As you know, the eviction freeze is also about to lift as well. This is why we need stimulus approved quickly. Guys, so stay strong out there. Help is coming soon. I will have updates daily. Don't forget to subscribe. And guys, if you made it this far into my video, thank you so much for supporting my channel. It really means the world to me, and I really do appreciate every single view. My thoughts go out to each and every one of you during this hardship. I've had so many comments from people who truly deserve the help. And if you're watching this video, you're probably going through a difficult season in your life. Just know that you will get through this and you will be in a better place. Stay strong out there and keep taking steps towards a better tomorrow. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.